Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about why I think the Banished shouldn't be the main antagonist of Halo Infinite. So let's get into it. Before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you enjoy my content that much, turn on that notification bell for every new upload. We didn't do too well with last video. If you haven't watched it, I'll put the link in the description. But if that's going to just stay the way it is and continue to do bad, that's fine. Hopefully it's just a one-time occurrence and we can do better with what we have in store. To begin my explanation, I want to point out that I actually thought the Banish would be in Halo Infinite. I actually said that back in my first video of Halo on this channel that was in my new type of style of content, and I said maybe the Arbiter could go and find the Banished and like team up. Well, based on what we had from the new trailer, that is not going to happen at all, and it seems that they are going to take the antagonist role against Master Chief. There are a few issues with the Banished as a whole related to the overarching story, and if they are going to play the main villain role, I think that is not exactly the best idea. If they want to actually continue the story but still make it an enjoyable experience that people will come back to, unlike Halo 5. The main reason that this video is ever happening is because I was looking up who the Brute was in the Halo Infinite trailer. I knew he was from Atriox's forces, but I didn't know the specific guy, and I definitely said the name wrong in the last one, so remember, it is not Imperius. That I don't know where I got that from. I think I got it from some like live stream I was watching to actually get the footage. But basically his name is like Escarum or something. And basically, I don't know if I pronounced it right, but you can look it up if you want to know for yourself. But basically, I kept getting these articles or something. I didn't really read into them, but the title said exactly what they said. It was basically why the Brutes would be the perfect enemy for Halo Infinite, and I didn't exactly agree with that, so in this video I'm going to explain why I don't agree with that standpoint. So this saga all began with Halo 4, and that fled nicely into Halo 5, and we mainly focus on the Forerunners and Cortana. But Halo 6, if the Banished are the main villains, seems to be a little off. It doesn't fit the overarching story and villains that we've been seeing for the past. And I don't think it would be the best idea to just jump villains from one story to another because it wouldn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. The humans have lost, and the Brutes seem to have taken over this certain Halo ring, and basically, Master Chief has no past encounters with the Banished group of X-Covenant. Basically, he fought the Brutes in Halo 3 and Halo 2, but these were still before the Banished actually happened, because that was the event after the Halo 3 storyline. There was no Banished until then. It was just the elites leaving because the Covenant was misguided. And until then, we haven't even heard of them until Halo Wars 2. So it wouldn't really make sense for this guy to suddenly just go after Master Chief just because he ended up on the one Halo ring they were trying to control. We've had these Forerunner enemies for 2 games now. We should at least stick to it. So if we just put the Banished as the main enemy for Halo Infinite, it seems like it wouldn't fit the current theme of the past 2 games. I know for a fact that not everyone liked the Forerunners and the enemies in Halo 4s and 5, but there is a problem if you're just going to slam another enemy in without a proper explanation. And if there isn't a solid explanation for this, it won't really work out in my mind and maybe some others who actually care about a cohesive storyline. In Halo 5, we left off with Cortana claiming the mantle for herself and ridding the galaxy of violence, everything, war, gone. She just took it all away. She stopped everything with her guardians, and basically everyone was down to her mercy, and if they didn't listen, they'd be destroyed. A subplot to that was that Cortana was trying to find Master Chief because she wanted to keep him safe from all the destruction that she was about to cause. She succeeded for a bit until Agent Locke saved him and the rest of the blue team at the end of Halo 5. but that leads off to some problems if the Banished are the entire main enemy throughout Halo Infinite. First off, why would Cortana let an ex-Covenant faction that still may believe that the rings are part of a religion take over a super weapon that can kill all life in a huge radius? That makes no sense whatsoever if we're going off her keep the peace, I'll claim the mantle mantra that she's been going for at the end of Halo 5. I know that it didn't have the best storyline, but to make it make sense, we have to continue off what we've been given. And secondly, if she cared about Master Chief so much, she'd also be looking for him. And if there is suddenly a giant disturbance with all these brutes, elites, and whatever other banished troops that have been set on this Halo ring, she would notice that and come here. And also, she'd be keeping a lookout for Master Chief. So it'd be really weird if she just kind of forgot about him, even though he was the most important person to her throughout the last game. It would be really weird to take Cortana entirely out of this, because the whole point of the other two games was Master Chief trying to save Cortana, and then Halo 5 was Master Chief trying to find Cortana, and also Cortana trying to find Master Chief. So if that just stopped in the next game, that would make no sense. And especially with the voiceover of Cortana, I expect her to return in some type of form, or that was just marketing material which misled us once again. 343 has learned from its mistakes, and it probably won't mislead us in its marketing again. So, because of the inclusion of Cortana voicing over the creation of Chief's armor, and in the other trailer, Chief getting an AI implanted into the back of him again, I think there is something involving Cortana happening in this game. I don't think she should just be put to the sideline, because that wouldn't really make sense to the overarching story. There would actually be a way for this to work out, even if the Banished are a villain, but they can't be the main villain, they have to be basically the starter course. For this, we start out just as the Halo Infinite trailer had us with, and it will have Master Chief and the pilot crash landing on the Halo ring with the Banished taking control of everything, and then it'll play as followed. Master Chief will fight the new brute guy and take out the brute forces before they do whatever they want with the Halo ring. And then basically, while this is happening, Cortana would be fighting the Flood, because this would make sense if she was distracted by something that we know is actually here, and with the Banished coming in, it would seem very likely that the Flood would also be reintroduced in this game. And with that, we could also have Cortana have a distraction as Chief fought these guys, and then after Chief has defeated these guys, Cortana could either be actually taken over by the Flood, or the Flood are taking over Cortana as she crash lands and finally finds Master Chief on the ring that he was been stuck on since the beginning. With this in place, it allows the brutes to shine, but it also allows the story from the previous games to continue without making it seem forced or just placed in as an extra. It would have both aspects from Halo Wars 2 added into the game, and you could lead it to either Master Chief defeating the Flood in this game, or facing them for a bit and then leading into Halo 7 if the Flood take control of basically everything now that they have Cortana in their hands. The story for Halo Infinite has to be big. We have an open world game. It's been a while since we had another Halo game, so they have to go really big with this. And with just one villain, I don't think they can really do it. And if they want to keep along with the story they've been going with, this would be the perfect way to do it, while also adding new aspects for the players and old aspects like the Flood that everyone could enjoy. If they're taking stuff from Halo Wars 2, and since there is no multiplayer footage yet, I think 343 has a lot more to this game that we just don't know about, so we'll have to wait till more footage and more information comes out. I'm not looking at any leaks, so if you want to look at those, go ahead, but I'm looking for the actual information we know, and since this is all we know right now, all we can do is really speculate of what to come. If you think my theory is possibly correct or have any other ideas, please comment below of what you think the story of Halo Infinite could be. I've been wrong in my first speculation, so you never know. Maybe I could be right this time. Or it's something way different we all won't expect. Well, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you enjoyed this video, comment anything you really want to point out or anything that I might have missed. So if I do get anything wrong, please tell me because I want to know and I want to fix that. And until next time, I hope you enjoy.